Welcome to 734 Games, and this is Game Time. And this is your host, Tom. And before we get started with the fun stuff, I just want to ask you guys, go down in the description. My nephew's Gofundme for his cancer treatments are down there. So please, anything that you could give would be great. That would be awesome. Just trying to help my little nephew out. And let's get started with Game Time. Castlevania Lords of Shadow on PC.
Alone again, with only his thoughts as company, he continues on his journey to find the one he seeks. Who or what was that strange creature? There is a power here that few know, a power that could have some influence on events. Perhaps the guardian of the lake is aware of him now and offers aid in his quest. There is just the small matter of the dead bog to overcome, a place that has claimed the lives of many of the Brotherhood. The smell of death is strong here, and danger lies around every corner, but nothing will stop him. Nothing will stand in his way.
Now, technically, this is the Ultimate Edition, the Castlevania Lords of Shadows Ultimate Edition. This game originally was done by Mercury Stream and Climax Studios, but with help from Kojima Productions. Kojima Productions' name has been taken off of everything by Konami because they had a falling out. We all know about that. Yeah, you can find that information online. It's easily sourceable, but you're not going to see Kojima's name on the game on the Steam site. So it's just one of those things. And of course, it was published by Konami Digital Entertainment. I really wish they would make another Castlevania game. The Netflix series is pretty cool. You should definitely check that out. But this game is basically a third-person action game where you have to figure out puzzles. You fight your enemies and then you figure out your puzzles, kind of like, the Tomb Raider games and all the games from a lot of the other games from that generation. This game came out on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, so it was back in that generation. As far as I know, I don't know if you can play this game on the Xbox One, but I know that you can play it on PC, and of course, it's the Ultimate Edition, and it's definitely worth the money. It's not going to break the bank. The game is $30, but it's worth the money. It's actually a pretty decent game. I mean, I like a lot of the Castlevania games. I even got a PlayStation 2 with some of the old Castlevania games on it. So, I mean, this game is a lot of fun. They kind of put some elements of God of War in this game, and I think that's pretty cool. And the action is really fast and visceral, and you have different types of enemy styles that'll be thrown at you throughout the game. So there's a lot here to like. And the narrator is pretty good. Patrick Stewart is actually doing the narration for the game. So the game sounds pretty good. I don't know if you guys know. If you guys don't know who Patrick Stewart is, he was Captain Picard on Star Trek Next Generation. And he's done a lot of other narrative stuff before. He was in Excalibur and a bunch of other big movies. But he's the narrator in this game. And his narration is pretty good. He's definitely top notch. And upon checking the Windows Store, I have to tell you that this game is actually playable on your Xbox One. So you can play it on your Xbox One if you have an Xbox One. It's a little bit more expensive, though, because they don't have an Ultimate Edition. So you basically have to buy the add-on separately. So they kind of get you there. So the end game ends up being $40 instead of $30. So that's kind of a downside of being a console gamer. You generally pay a little bit more for games. And that's just one of those things, though. You console gamers are used to that. But what you have here is a good game, definitely worth going backtracking for if you've never played, especially if you've never played a Castlevania game and you're like a newer gamer, like maybe you've been playing for the last 4 or 5 years, then this is probably a good place to start. I would definitely say, if you're looking to go retro, then you want to obviously get a retro system. I'd say the best thing to do is get a retro system or a Raspberry Pi with an emulator and find some versions that way. But if you're trying to just to play a Castlevania game, this is the cheapest, best way to go, and you won't be disappointed. I think you'll enjoy it. There's enough here that there's some things, obviously there's some clunkiness because this is an older game, but the mechanics are a little bit older, but I think that you younger gamers will get into it. So check it out, Castlevania Lords of Shadows, the Ultimate Edition on Steam, and also you can get it on the Xbox. So check it out. That's it for this episode of Game Time. This is your host, Tom, signing off from 734 Games, where gaming is alive.